So my name is Chris, and I'm an intermediate counselor. So I work with kids between the ages of 11 and 13, and I have all boys at the moment. Right now I have 7 boys. They're from all over the world, from Brazil, uh, Italy, and one is from Montreal, from Canada. Yeah.
Okay. Have you worked here before?
No, this is my first year as a counselor at MWS. It's my first year as a counselor, as a camp counselor, full stop. And yeah, I feel like my training, like the training that we did has prepared us like really well for it.
Tell me a little bit
And
about the training.
about training, so training was 3 days long, 24/7. We were doing nothing but training. We'd be in class, taking tests, like learning about the cultures of the children that come here, um, looking at when all the kids get here, getting ourselves organized, preparing some things that we had to buy for camp, like footballs, all the essentials that we needed for camp.
So, in addition to training, what do you think are some things that someone should know if they want to work here?
So I think the most important thing is that you need to be open-minded. I think that's, for me, that's the biggest thing, because there's people from so many different cultures here. And personally, I grew up in an international school back home in Egypt. So we had people from 60 different nationalities. So I got to talk to a lot of different-minded people, and it made me appreciate the differences that we have in the world. And so I think that's the most important part of working here.
Okay. The counselor here.
I'd say that you need to be a very energetic person, but the kids help out with that. Like the kids are always energetic, so they give you their energy, and they're always very playful. They're rarely ever sad, and when they are upset, then you just find more drive to help them out and to like help them get through it. Um, but yeah, it's about energy. You have to be always active. You have to always be on your feet, getting places, going from A to Z, like nonstop. But other than that, it's all great.
Okay. Do you live in Toronto?
Yeah, well, I live in Egypt. I don't know where I really live because I'm from Egypt, and I study at U of T. So 8 months of the year I'm in Toronto, and the other 4 months could be in Egypt, could be here working like now.
So, are you an international student?
Yeah, I'm an international
Okay,
student
so it's
at
a
U of
similar
T.
story to me, actually.
Yeah,
As a city, it's
I think
beautiful.
yeah, I think it's a beautiful city. There's nothing that you can't do here. If you want, it matches every different personality. If you're an active person, you can go out for a jog anytime in the summer. If you can go to the gym, you can do anything you want. Uh, if you like beaches, you can always go to the islands. You can go to the Toronto beaches. If you're more of an indoor person, there's like beautiful buildings everywhere, art galleries, the ROM right here, all that sort of stuff. So I think it's a city that caters for everyone, every different personality.
Okay, now just
I thought you were gonna ask how I found how I enjoyed working at camp.
so tell me about that.
So honestly, this just happened yesterday. 2 of my kids came up to me and they said, "This is the best vacation I've ever had in my life," and that made me really happy. Like, I'm sure it would make anyone happy, but it really made me like overjoyed by the fact that they thought that the experience that we gave them was one of the best experiences they've had in their lives. So to influence that type of change in someone, it means a lot to me. So
For sure.
yeah,
I
as a working experience, it's been great. So I've had 2 other jobs before. One was at a dive club, so it was also outdoors and active and like kind of similar to this, but also quite different because I wasn't working with children. So, but this is definitely more enjoyable for me because at some point, it's like sometimes it doesn't really feel like work. It feels like you're just here to have fun with kids and still be responsible for them and treat like
yeah.
yeah.
Rephrase that.
So
We're
yeah,
simple.
so yeah, we're here to like to have fun. It doesn't really feel like work, but there's also the responsibility attached, and it's important not to forget that you're responsible. Like I'm responsible for 7 children all the time. So next week is gonna be 11, so that's a different story. But yeah,
You're
the staff are all great. I feel like we have a very good relationship between all of us, among all of us. So it really helps us just work together. You know, if I have to take care of something really quickly, I can turn around to a friend and tell him, hey, could you just watch my kids for a minute? I'll be back, and there won't be a problem. Say if I'm on wake up duty the next day and I've had a really rough night, couldn't get to sleep, I can just message a friend, tell them, hey, could you take my wake up for me, and they'll do it. So we're all very flexible with each other, and I think that's very important, like in working as part of a team. So that's definitely one of the best aspects of working with these guys. They're a great bunch.
nice. Nice.
So a typical day, normally we do 2 big activities with the kids. So I'll just say today. I'll give you today as an example. In the morning, we went to the ROM, the museum. We stayed there for 3 hours. We went after breakfast, and then we came back, had lunch with the kids. We always sit with the children. We don't let them sit alone. We try to always build a relationship with them, because that's what matters. That's why they come up and say, this is the best experience I've had at camp. That's why, personally, I believe that's why they enjoy it so much, is because we try to build special bonds with them. So after lunch, they had class. Class lasts 3 hours with a short break in between. And then after class, right now we're preparing for the POP Awards, which is like the Oscars that each counselor, when we took our children out on Monday night, we made a movie with them. And so every movie is gonna get an award. And this is the award ceremony, which I'm really excited for, because we've put a lot of work into it.
What's the movie?
So my movie is, a lot of my kids, I think 4 of my children out of the 7 are Brazilian. So they were obviously really upset when Brazil lost to Belgium last week and got knocked out of the World Cup. So we made an alternate result to the movie. So we filmed another game where Brazil won 3-2, and they went ahead to the semifinal. So that's our movie. It was really special. It was all about having fun. Like we had a lot of fun. Played with people at UFT here in the back campus fields. Yeah.
Maybe I just want to ask you one last thing in terms of maybe, like, how is this work different to what you could have, what you expected?
What I expected. I didn't expect to be really really close to the children in terms of like relationship wise. Like I didn't expect to bond with them like as much as I have. Like I didn't expect them to be happy every time they see, like to be overjoyed every time they see me after class, every morning when they say good morning Chris. Like I didn't expect that. I expected it to be more. Yeah, I expected there to be less emotion involved, you know? But I'm really happy that it didn't turn out like that, because I think it's very special, like creating that bond with the kids. Even if they're gonna leave after 4 weeks, so many of them have said that they want to come back next year. I want to come back next year, so yeah, this is great.
Great, man. Thank you very much.
No problem.